Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga Moments. I'm Janice, and today we have a flow to welcome some new horizons. So if you're in a transition period or you've got something new coming up and you want to step confidently forward, this flow will help you be grounded and open all at the same time. It'll feel really good. And who knows, maybe it's the same old thing, but you're seeing something from a new perspective. So it's good for that as well. It's seated and standing today, so grab a chair, get comfortable, and when you're ready, we'll hop right in and find our alignment. So starting right from the ground, we're going to press all four corners of our feet into the ground and just lift up a little bit from the arches, and finding that engagement already in our legs and our quads. We're going to press our sit bones into the chair and take it inside. So pelvic floor lifts up, navel draws in and up, and our heart is lifted. So head over heart, heart over pelvis, and we're going to open our shoulders just a little bit. So imagine you're holding like a pencil in between your shoulder blades, just opening, and we're going to close our eyes, check in with the breath, check in with the body. So no right or wrong here. If you're holding tension anywhere, see if you can soften it. Just noticing how you feel, how your skin feels, how your body feels. And maybe just exploring, seeing what is new, if anything feels different. And it's not always a bad thing. People, I think often, and myself included, often think, oh, if it's new, it might not necessarily be good. And possibly a little defensive about it, but see if you can explore what's new and what feels good. So continuing to breathe. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale, take the right hand, I'm going to reach it up kind of behind my ear all the way to the sky, just feeling a nice long stretch in the right body. And exhale, slide it down, and we'll take it to the left side. So inhale, reach all the way up, exhale down, and we'll do a couple more on each side. So follow your breath, and just see if you notice what's different, what changes with each one. We'll do one more on each side. And, mindfully reaching up and mindfully bringing it all the way down. So just a little bit of presence with the change. We're going to do circles with our heart. So just to warm up our spine, we're going to find that alignment, reach our heart forward, let our bellies come out here, and then on an exhale, we're going to swing to the right, keeping our sit bones grounded, arching all the way through, and then on an inhale, coming forward. So shining that heart forward and drawing it back around. And when you're ready, you can go the other direction. So switch it up. Maybe finding something new. And that's the thing I love about this is no matter how long I've done yoga, and believe me, my practice was on and off for several years, I'm still finding new stuff, and it's wonderful. So inhale, come back to center. And from here, we're going to take both hands, reach it up right behind, turn your pinkies in, so opening up those shoulder blades. And then on an exhale, we're going to take it forward. So if you're more comfortable just coming to your knees, reaching your heart forward, go for that. Draw your navel in and give your spine that support. Otherwise, we're going to take it all the way to the ground. If you have to walk your feet out, go for it, depending on your body and your ability. So we accommodate no matter what. We accommodate ourselves. So from here, take a couple of breaths. Find length in the back body here. And if there's anything you've been meaning to let go of, now is a great time. Let it roll off your back. We're going to bring our left hand to center. If you're at the ground, if you're here, just bring your left arm across both knees and bring your right hand down to the side. So if your left hand at the center on the ground, we're going to take our right hand to our side as well. Inhale, slide your right hand up and open your wings. So spread your wings, bring your belly and your heart to the right side. Breathing here. And on an exhale, we'll bring it back to center. If you're up at the knees, bring your right hand across, drop your left arm down to the side. If you're at the ground, right hand replaces the left one at the center, and we inhale, draw our left arm up towards the left side. Breathing here, hugging your navel in just a little bit. Really turning your belly and our heart. Finding some new space here. We'll exhale, come down. And then inhale, wherever you are, roll it up and see if you can start stacking the spine one vertebrae at a time. So slowing it down and articulating the journey today. And when you're up nice and tall, we are going to find our foundation again. So pressing our sit bones into the earth, stacking our knees over our ankles here. And we're going to draw our navel in and up. So coming into a standing posture, we're going to see if we can set that foundation, because change is amazing and wonderful, but we want to do it on a strong foundation. So giving ourselves that support, I'm going to bring my hands to my heart just to maintain that lift, remind myself to keep my heart lifted. I'm going to reach my heart forward and press into my feet to come into standing Tadasana. If you need to push on the chair, don't worry. You know yourself best, so trust that you are doing it right. And I'm going to come into Tadasana at the top of my mat, pressing into all four corners of my feet, lifting up from the arches, and finding that head over heart, heart over pelvis, drawing my navel in and up, letting my shoulder blades and my tailbone be a little heavy here. And when you're ready, we're going to bring our hands to our heart. We are going to lift the left heel off the ground, so shifting our weight into our right foot. We're going to step back with the left. So if you need a little support with the chair for balance, go for it. We're going to stay in a high lunge here. So I'm squaring my hips towards the front, and I'm bringing my thighs, squeezing them towards the midline. So that kind of hugging towards the midline is what gives us that ability to rise up. And I'm going to make sure that my right knee is over top of my right ankle. I'm really pressing here into the ground with my right foot, and I'm reaching with my left heel back. So see if you can find a little stability here. If you need to lengthen your step, go for it. If not, you can shorten it, whatever you need. So just give yourself a couple breaths here to find your alignment. And then from here, we'll bring our hands behind us, and we're going to drop our hands down and lift our heart here. So maybe you look up a little bit, breathe here. So if it feels a little outside of your comfort zone, don't worry, you're safe, I promise, I got you. Breathing here. We're going to come back to center, so I'm going to bring my hands to my hips, and I'm going to plant my left foot just a little bit to the left of my right foot. So separate tracks, but only just a little bit. I'm going to straighten my right leg, keep my hips nice and square. So if you have to adjust, go for it. And we're going to bring our hands behind us again. Exhale, reach the heart forward. So coming into pyramid pose here, pressing evenly into both feet. And rather than kind of rounding through the back, I'm going to try and keep my heart reaching forward and allowing that to bring me down. So crown is reaching forward as well, neck is nice and long. Breathing here. And then to rise up, I'm going to lift my navel and my heart all the way up, really engaging that support for the front and back body. And we're going to step it up. So shake it out, breathe here, doing awesome. And we're going to set our foundation again. So come into Tadasana, take a nice deep breath. And then when you're ready, we'll bring our hands to our heart, shift our weight over to the left foot, lift the right heel, and we'll step it all the way back. So if you need a little support with a chair or a wall, go for it. There's so much pressure sometimes to do it all right the first time, but everything is a practice. We don't have to do it right, and we can feel it out at our own pace. That's totally allowed. Even when welcoming new, and especially when welcoming new horizons and new change into our life. So setting up our foundation here, getting back to the posture. My left knee is over top of my left ankle. I'm pressing all four corners of my left foot into the ground, lifting up from the arch. Hips are square to the front and reaching my right heel back towards the wall behind me. And drop your tailbone if you find that you're leaning a little bit forward. You can drop your tailbone to come up. Inhale here. We're going to bring our hands behind us. Drop them down and away. Breathe here. Open that big, beautiful heart that you've got. See if you can breathe here. So nice inhale. Nice exhale. Maybe you draw that left hip crease back so that your hips are square. And then we'll come back to center, hands to our hips. Plant the right foot. And again, just take a moment, give yourself a little bit of time and space to check that your feet are on slightly separate tracks. So they're not perfectly in line with one another, but they're just a little bit off. And then we'll straighten through the left leg, bring our hands behind us again. And if you have to turn your right foot towards the front a little bit, go for it. Finding this nice long supported foundation in our core here. So lower ribs are hugging in, navel's drawing in and up. And then our heart reaches towards that new beautiful horizon. Gaze can come straight down. Breathing here. And if you notice a difference on the left and right side, no worries. You are not alone. Lift that left hip crease up and back. And take one more sweet breath here, the biggest breath you have taken all week. And then on an inhale, we'll draw our heart up. And we'll step it all the way up. So shake it out. Congratulate yourself. So as much as we're welcoming new horizons, we should celebrate that as well and take the time to honor the change in ourselves along the way. I'm going to come to the middle of my mat and walk my feet out here. I'm going to turn my toes out towards the edges of my mat. And if you need to adjust as we go, take the time to adjust as we go. That's what it's all about. And I'm going to keep my hips nice and open. So my knees are going to be drawing back. We're going to lower from our center. So coming into a goddess pose here. And again, if you have to walk your feet out, go for it. Try and keep your knees over your ankles and your heart lifted here. So if you find this one challenging, don't worry. I gotcha. It's a practice. Press evenly into both feet. And it's all about the sensation. So squeeze your sit bones together. If you're up here, no worries. It's the exact same as being down here. So wherever you are, enjoy it. You're doing it. You've shown up. That in itself is worth celebrating. So enjoy it. You might take a little mudra here. You might just spread your wings, open your heart. Breathe here, and we'll inhale, come all the way up. Feels good. So walking our feet together here and shaking it out. We are going to come back into, actually before we come back into our seat, You might find it's really good to just counter take a little bit of a back bend here. Keep your heart lifted if you can. It should feel really good. And then we'll come back into a seat. And again, I'm mindful of which muscles I'm using, so still supporting ourselves no matter what. I know gravity will help, but we can do it too. I'm going to bring my right ankle over top of my left knee. And if you need a little bit more, like if this is something you're like, I can't get my foot up there, Janice, no worries. You can always cross your legs, or you can just walk your left foot out a little bit. So the point is that we're opening our right hip here. And we're gonna sit up nice and tall, find that alignment, reach our heart forward again here. So active in both feet. Reaching our heart forward, creating this nice stretch in the outside of our right hip. And again, sometimes change means we don't have to do a lot. We just breathe and enjoy. So maybe you lift your gaze here, look out to that horizon, to whatever new change is coming, whatever you are welcoming in. We'll inhale, come back up, plant our right foot and take it to the other side. So left ankle comes over our right knee. And we're going to make sure our right knee is over our right ankle. And then we're going to find this alignment nice and tall, reach our heart forward. So keep that navel drawing in. I'm kind of just passively resting my left arm on my left knee. I'm not actively pushing, but just a little bit more here and really reaching my heart forward. So check out that horizon. Maybe you see what's coming. See what kind of magic you're bringing to the world. Breathe here. And inhale, come all the way up. I'm going to slide back in my chair and I'm going to hug both knees in. So if this isn't something that's an option for you, then just hug one knee in, and then after a couple of breaths, I'll let you know to switch. I love hugging both knees in. It feels really good to me. But rather than come into like a kind of like a fetal position, because we're welcoming in change, we don't want to go all fetal on that. We're going to keep our heart lifted, and I'm just going to tuck my chin to lengthen the back of my neck, and I'm hugging my knees, which is opening my shoulder blades. And I'm literally just using my breath here. So with every breath, I feel that expansion. New space within me, in my body, in my mind and my heart. Maybe even my soul. And if you've got one leg up and you want to switch, go ahead and take it to the other side here. I'm going to stay just like this. Continuing to deepen my breath and trusting that my body is going to find that space. Trusting even maybe that my body always has my back. All right, we'll release, find a nice seated posture here. Maybe you find something new, maybe you just find something new in the same pose. And we'll settle in for a little Shavasana. So you know what to do here, trust yourself. We'll let it be. Close our eyes. And dedicate whatever it is you need to dedicate to yourself, whether it's time, love, or space, who knows? You know though. So dedicate what you need to yourself, and we'll bring our hands to our heart. From my heart to yours, namaste.